Hi and welcome to episode 3 of mine and the Katsos SPORE Tutorial Series. In this episode I'll go over the spine, aka the base of your creature. Since the spine is the very foundation of anything made in the creature editor, it is very important. What I'd say is the most difficult thing about it is that you pretty much have to get it right from the beginning, since altering it after you've added parts can end in a disaster. I mean, just look at this poor fella here. Ouch. First, I guess we should take a look at how you manipulate the spine. To make it longer, select the spine by clicking on it with your left mouse button and drag the arrows the way you want to extend it. To change the thickness of the spine and thus the base body, you simply hover your mouse over the spine segment you want to manipulate and scroll with your mouse wheel to make it thinner or thicker. You can also change the shape of the spine by grabbing a spine segment and pulling it. Another thing you can do is move the spine freely vertically and horizontally by grabbing the body, not a spine segment, and pulling it. But that is not all. Another way of altering the look of the spine is by reversing it. To do this, you have to pull the spine around. This can make quite a big change and can be extremely useful in some creations. As an example, we have Caterpie here, where this technique helps give it a segmented look on its back. Another thing you should know about the spine is that it's pretty expensive complexity-wise. In general, you want it to be as short as possible to save up on complexity. We'll talk about this more in the next episode, where you can use limbs instead of the spine to make tails and necks. So, what more should you think about while working on the spine? Well, to start off, you want to consider scale. I sometimes get problems with not being able to make parts small enough in relation to the rest of the creature. A simple way of preventing this from happening is by placing out the parts you intend to use and make them as small and or as big as possible so that you can adjust the spine if you have to. In other words, make sure that your spine has the right length and thickness before you start adding other parts. You can do this either via visualizing, which can be difficult, or by looking up references, unless you're making something completely unique, of course. In general, figuring out the look of the spine is something you'll get better at the more you create. Personally, I like to do a simple sketch of the creature I'm going to create before I go into the editor, just to kind of have an idea about what the base body is going to look like. The one thing that in general is possible to alter after you've added other parts without bigger issues is the height of the spine. If you're making a taller creature, let's say a giraffe, you want to make sure the legs and or neck has enough space since there's a height limit in the editor. I don't usually have problems with this, but I don't really make that many giraffes. Another thing you can alter afterwards without major issues, at least in most cases, is the shape. Like let's say you want your creature to have a little bit more of an arch back, you can change this without having to redo everything. And that's pretty much it about the spine. Just comment down below if you have any questions and I'll help you out. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next episode.